part, dinner roll making part 2. That's where this is the IKEA pan for the rolls. Put some oil in one of the wells, like that. Take your cooking brush, brush the other wells. Use lots of oil. Be generous with it. It doesn't matter if it spills over on the flat surface either, because later on you'll see that the dinner rolls will spread out, not just inside the well, but they will also rise up to the top. Okay, so everything is painted. There's a bit of oil left over. Not to worry, I'm going to use that with my fingers. You can get some oil on your hands. Okay. Now, we'll check and see. It should be that the bread has risen up. The dough has risen up. And yes, okay, so this is about 10 hours later. Okay, I'm going to turn my dough over and add about 10 ml of brown sugar and okay, there's the 9 grain, about 30 ml of 9 grain. Not being too precise. 10, 20, 30. You can add a little bit more or a little bit less, it's up to you. Okay. Now we do more kneading. That's why my hands are oily. Fold, press down, fold, press down, fold, press down, fold. Notice by pressing down that my dough loses some of its size. It's overnight the dough had risen up, and now by pressing the sugar in and the 9 grain in, it's getting smaller again, but that's all right. It will rise up again when it's in the pans. The idea is to make sure that the brown sugar and the 9 grain get spread out quite evenly. Again, if you want, you could wear plastic gloves at this stage, but everything gets heated to 190 degrees C, so it's all sterilized anyway. Okay, so right, that looks like everything is now quite nicely mixed. So the next part is to make the bread into rolls. Okay, so there's a roll. And drop it in. Notice I'm not weighing anything. I'm just making rolls. If you want to, you could weigh them. You could take your whole lump of dough, see how much it weighs, divide by 12. I don't worry if some of the rolls are a little bit bigger or smaller than some of the others. I do look at them later and steal some dough from one and put in another if I think it's necessary. Rolls. Just going to adjust a little bit. This one looks a little bit bigger. This one looks a bit smaller. Anyway, they don't all have to be the same size. Next thing, I'm going to turn them over so that the oil is on all sides, top and bottom. That when you cook, they get crispier with the oil. They get a nice golden color. And now you can see that the rolls are almost up to they're below the level of the surface, and then in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours or so, they'll have risen up and they'll be ready to go in the oven. Okay, the oven has heated up. It's reached a temperature of 190. This is about an hour and a half after making the bread rolls. You can see they've risen up above the level of the pan from their original height, and now they need to cook for about 20 minutes. Okay, time is 8:30. They should come out at about 8:50. They will cook for 18 minutes on bake and the last 2 minutes on grill. Okay, this is the last minute of cooking. The heat has been turned up a little bit higher and the oven has been put on grill. So that what happens is that the tops of the rolls get sort of a golden brown color. There's no light inside the oven. The light is burned out, so it's a bit darker, but you'll see them later. I'm going to rotate the pan so that they get evenly done. And maybe another 30 seconds. Okay, so fresh from the oven, nice and golden colored, and they're left here to cool down for maybe 10 minutes before they're ready to eat.